picturesque Provo, Utah, LaBelle Edwards Stadium. Week 6 of the college football season, and our EA Sports college football coverage continues with what ought to be a great one. It's the Kansas Jayhawks and the BYU Cougars. Reese Davis, David Pollock, Jesse Palmer with you, and Holly Rowe is down on the sideline. Hello, Holly.
I caught up with the BYU head coach pregame. He is taking a 1-0 approach. Even though this team is on a 5-game winning streak and they have an unranked opponent coming into town today, he said all we have to do is keep going 1-0 all year long. If we keep a week-by-week focus, we'll look up and be in the college football playoff. That was his message to the team before this game. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Holly. Really looking forward to this matchup. The Jayhawks ready to put toe to leather, and here we go. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Cougars offense who will have the football first. And out onto the field comes JoJo Phillips. He is a guy who is reliable and can be dangerous if he gets a chance.
It's been so much fun watching this offense, and a big part of why they're in college football playoff contention has been the passing attack, and this wide receiver specifically, and kudos to him because he had a lot of expectations on him and a lot of attention from opposing defenses. All season long, he keeps showing up, and he keeps making plays. Nobody has been able to cover him, and there is no question in this game, if they're going to win, he's got to have a big day.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. Breaks into the open. Works his way to the 38 after gaining 5.
There's so many of these read plays with quarterbacks because they're so smart and they're so athletic now. He makes the correct read, the correct decision, goes and gets the first down, new set of downs. Great job by the quarterback.
Out wide right, it's Hamilton. He's brought down, stopped right at the 50-yard line.
Love the accuracy on that curl throw by the quarterback, putting it right in the numbers, right in the breadbasket of his wide receiver.
BYU coming to the line with 1st and 10. To the air, it's Bachmeier. Rush is on. They get to him as he throws. And game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Defense didn't maintain its discipline there, and they get into the neutral zone. It'll cost them 5 yards. The offense needed something, just anything, to give them just a little breathing room, and the defense provided it with that penalty. Looking to throw. Left side is Hamilton. He'll be stopped at the 16-yard line. It's enough for a first down in the red zone. The Cougars, after moving the sticks through the air, come to the line. From the gun, running back gets to give. Stop behind the line. He'll lose a yard.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. Bush is ahead. He just needed a yard on 3rd down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up. This offense has moved into plus territory, and they want to keep the heat on. They'll go for it on 4th down. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on 4th down, and they keep the drive alive. And the Cougars are threatening on 1st and goal. keeps it himself. Now the pitch. Nothing doing, and he was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage at 2nd and goal.
Playing the option, man. Consistently playing responsibility football. Nice job by the defense being where they're supposed to be. This option will just keep giving it to you over and over and over again, and you got to pass those tests.
Big guy smells it. Touchdown, Cougars. They get it into the end zone to pay off that opportunity.
This head coach wanted to come into this game aggressive, guys, and he did it in a couple different ways. On that first drive, nice mixture of throwing and running offensively, but how big was that gamble on 4th down? They got it, kept the drive alive, they end up scoring a touchdown, so it paid off. You can't start a game better than that.
On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Jayhawks offense, who will go to work for the first time in this one. And here comes the man that makes this offense go. Led his team to a win, throwing 4 touchdown passes the last time out. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. All over him in the backfield. He'll lose 3 on the play.
That is such a nice example of the defense reading and reacting and locating the football on the sweep play. They weren't fooled at all. They knew they were trying to go to the outside. They got leverage, corralled the back, got him down behind the line of scrimmage.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Dropping back, it's Mason. Under pressure, and he gets rid of it.
And I like where the quarterback got because I think he needed to check the football down, but the pressure got there a little bit too fast, and he just didn't have enough time to get it to his running back and maybe put a positive spin on this play instead of an incompletion.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. Touchdown, Cougar! The defense putting points on the board.
And the defense comes with the blitz. Nice job getting to the quarterback. And don't just get there. Try to strip that football out. They get the QB to the ground. The ball's out. They scoop it up, take it all the way back to the house for 6.
And the extra point was good to finish things off. He'll start the return inside his 5. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. The Jayhawks rock out to start this drive. They've gotten off to a sluggish start and need to put something together on this drive. Offense in a split backfield. The run inside. It's Harris. They make the stop, and a nifty move to pick up 9 on that one. That kind of pickup on 1st down, and you can take a shot here on 2nd and short. Takes the handoff. It's Edwards. They pull him down, but he's got enough, and it'll be a 1st down for this offense.
Basic run plays. I don't need a bunch of complicated stuff sometimes. I just need to get the 1st down and get the sticks moving.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 29. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. Defense closed down quickly after a gain of 3. They'll mark it at the 32. Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
And that's absolutely going to be one of the keys to this football game. Keep the rabbit in the cage, man. Don't let him get outside that pocket, start bouncing out wide. That's where he'll do a lot of his damage with all that speed. That is a big key for this defense. Great job here early in the football game.
Right side, it's Edwards. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a 1st down. Past the end of the quarter, and BYU is on top. Man, that was an impressive and dominant 1st quarter. Let's take a look at the stats before we move on. Big turning point as we head into the 2nd and get this game rolling again. There are a couple couple of yards short of the first down, but the offense will stay out there on fourth down. He breaks a tackle. He's got enough for the first down, and they roll the dice and convert to keep this drive going.
Well, that tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. Fourth down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
He gets nothing, and they're staying stubborn with this running game, but at some point, you're going to have to change your thought process. Making the adjustment on the play. Moves the pocket. It's Mason. Hauls it in. They make the tackle, but not before he picks up the first down.
Well, this team found themselves in a hole really quickly. Good things need to start happening, and they got to happen now. There's a big play that the offense desperately needed. A big pitch and catch. That's going to give them some confidence. That hopefully shifts the momentum their way a little bit. But they've got to cap this off now with a touchdown cut into their opponent's lead.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
Fresh set of downs going up top. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
Out wide right, it's Parker. Pulled down there, but they'll move the sticks, and it's a first down. And the Jayhawks go back to work after moving the chains through the air. Straight ahead, it's Edwards. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line.
And this drive, this offense is really focused on physicality, man. Running the football. Look at right here, right up the gut. Nice play, nice.
And he surges across the line. Touchdown, Rock Chalk. Can these guys just score from anywhere out there? After that drive, it sure looks that way.
And that's what separates really good offenses from great offenses. When you're backed up in a bad position and you can still fight your way out and go get you a touchdown, that's a great drive by the offense.
The returner will field it and try to set up his offense in great field position. Tackled and brought down at the 16-yard line after the return. The Cougars offense takes the field to start this drive. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. Ran to that daylight to pick up 6 to the 22. The deeper into the season we get, the more they win, the greater their confidence that they can finish strong here in the Big 12.
Heck yeah, Reese. The bigger the expectations get, the bigger the consequences get for every single game. So you know this league is tough. You know there's always a lot of points scored. You know there's playoff implications possibly down the road. So this team's got to continue to stay on course and continue to do what they've been doing.
No doubt about it. All their goals still out ahead of them right now in play. The thing they've been really good at doing, outside of just being a talented football team and showing up, is that they've got their head where it needs to be every single week. Doesn't matter who they're playing at an extremely high level, just taking it one game at a time. They got to do it again today.
Runs through, man. He might have space. And he is brought down, but what a move he put on that first defender. The Cougars have it with a 1st and 10. Back to throw, it's Bachmeier. Blasted as he lets it go. Can't hold on in the face of the contact.
He didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell in.
2nd and long here. Out of the backfield, he's open. 7-yard pickup on that one. 3rd down and 3 coming. And how how good is it for a quarterback to have a running back he not only can just dump it off to, but can actually be dangerous as a receiver?
Agreed, Reese. It's not just check downs or screens or swing routes or flat routes. This guy can get vertical, and he can all of a sudden start stressing defenses in the second level. What a weapon it is to have this guy in your backfield.
BYU will bring the punt team on the field. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. A high kick trying to pin them deep. On the return. Makes a move. They were playing with fire on that return, and he got loose for a good return of better than 30 yards. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. See some running room. There he goes. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14. That big play has this defense reeling, and now they'll snap it 1st and 10 from the 14. Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points.
Nice first down defense. Great job being physical, understanding the chances of run are high. They come up, they get the back on the ground, forcing a second down and long situation.
Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Caught in the backfield, it's Edwards. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch. The Cougars will use their first timeout here. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. And backed up, 1st and goal. This defense fighting to hold the lead and carry it to the locker room. Timeout taken by BYU at 2nd. They'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? They'll go with a direct snap. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. The Cougars are going to use their 3rd and final timeout here. And they won't be able to stop the clock again for the remainder of this half. On 3rd and goal, you can't hear your... Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone. Looking for the tie with the extra point. And the extra point splits the uprights. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. Out of the end zone. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. So the BYU offense comes out to go on the attack. This drive will commence from their own 11-yard line. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
Now we get a timeout called by the Jayhawks. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. To the back. Steps his way to a little bit of a pickup. Not enough for the first down as the clock continues to move here late in the half.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
And they head to the locker room. 2 quarters in the books, and time for us now to check in with Kevin Connors in our EA Sports College Football studio with scores from around the country.
Men, notable storylines all across the sport today. So let's roll up our sleeves and get you updated here in Week 6. Let's start with Texas, taking on the number 7 team, the Oklahoma Sooners. And it's the Longhorns, with one of the truly dazzling offensive displays we've witnessed this season. They had a scoring answer every time they needed one and win a fireworks-filled football game.
The returner will field it and bring it back. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Before we kick off the second half, Holly Rowe, what do you have?
The Kansas head coach told me at the half they feel good about where they are, especially against a ranked opponent on the road. They have matched that intensity, then been able to overcome all of the crowd noise. We've got a tie ball game right now, and he loves the momentum his team has. Back to you.
Okay, Holly.
And we talked about this guy coming into the game, man. He's a dude. Like, he's a guy that they're going to feature, they're going to give the football to. He's so good with the ball in his hands, so why would you not hand it to him as much as possible? They're doing it early, and he's getting some chunk yardage. This defense, they knew about him, but now they're finding out about him.
Third down coming up, and the Cougar faithful are doing everything they can to help out this team. They get him on the ground. The defense knew exactly where they had to stop him, and it's fourth down. Look at this, guys. The offense appears to be going for it from their own side of the field. Direct snap. Still on his feet at the 40. He's brought down, but not before he picks up the first down on a gutsy call to keep this drive alive.
I think a lot of people in the stadium are questioning, why are they going for it on 4th and 1 in their own end of the field at this point of the game, but the gamble paid off.
Back to throw, it's Mason. Right side, it's Edwards.
And we've seen him do it by land, right? They've been handing him the football, and he's been finding space, making some plays, and now he does it by air. They find him, throw him the football, proving to be a dual threat. This is a guy they like to feature in this offense because he'll continue to make big plays.
Turns up, it's McKinley. They get him on the ground, but it'll be enough to pick up the first down. The Jayhawks have this offense rolling. Drops back on first down. Makes the catch, it's Harris. Strikes first, delivers the punch, and works his way to the 31. And the Jayhawks with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Quick give, it's Harris. Turning it on! A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11. The Jayhawks getting set on 1st and 10. They'll run it. It's Harris. Touchdown, Rock Chalk Jayhawk! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half.
This defense is going to have to do a better job being physical. That's 2 rushing touchdowns they've now allowed. They have got to be better close to the line of scrimmage.
And they add the extra point to finish the drive. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. A designed run for the quarterback. Dropped immediately. He got nothing on first down.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. Forges ahead, picks up about 3 to the 29. Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. To the air, it's Buckmeyer. The throw to the outside is complete. He steps out right at the 40-yard line, and now they are in business moving toward midfield. The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. They're going to run it to the right. Pickup of 8. It's now 2nd and 2.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wonder maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may...
And to the inside really quickly. Exactly. Running a nice slant rack real quick, being physical, getting on the inside, quarterback putting it right on the money.
They'll run it. What a job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep giving him the football.
Out wide right, it's Phillips. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. Ball at the 31, third and short coming, defense trying to rise up. Powers inside. Taken down just short of the sticks, but the offense still within scoring range on fourth down. Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to take the 3. He'll need to strike this one cleanly from 48 yards out. Knocked it right through, showing that big range from 48 yards out.
And 3 more on the board, and this kicker is starting to get a reputation starting off the season. Hasn't missed yet. Nice to have a guy that you can really, really depend on.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Using his legs, it's Harris. Defense makes the tackle, and that will probably be the final play of the third quarter. We've reached the break, and Kansas has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One quarter to go, and Mike, we have the makings of a classic fourth quarter finish. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. They'll ride him again. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front?
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
And the Jayhawks lining up, just needing a few tough inches on third down. Burrowing for yardage. And he won't make it to the marker. Stonewalled for the second straight play. Hold on a minute. The offense still out there going for it in their own territory. Snap it to the back. Knocked down, but he's got enough to move the chains and convert that fourth down.
And that's the challenge for this defense, man. It starts to get later in the ball game. That clock is not your friend. You're losing the football game. They got to meet the physical challenge of this run game.
Not quite in rhythm there. Incomplete. Long way to go on second down. Quarterback changing the play. Motion from the wide receiver. Looking to throw, it's Mason. Out wide left, it's Harris. Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. Turns into the pile. He's stopped, but he's got enough to move the chain.
And, man, this is exactly how this offensive coordinator wants to end this football game. Ground and pound, let that clock tick, add to this lead, and make the defense stop you.
They're going to go right back to him on first down.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure?
Makes a grab and room to run. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. You just can't take any opponent for granted. Ranked in the top 10, and if they drop this one, that would be an embarrassing loss. Got the first down. That is just the kind of run you want when you're trying to close out a game. This would be a significant upset. Top 10 team losing a game like this, they might feel the sting of that all season. Defense comes up with a stop, but not before he moves the chains and takes it inside the 10 to the 8. So this offense has the lead. They have the ball. They have the clock on their side and a chance perhaps to put it out of reach. Driving his way all the way down to the 3-yard line.
First down and goal, I bet you the percentages are really high for run, and this defense was ready for it. They got to match the physicality right here, right now in this situation.
They're going to run it. Could not find a hole. This defense clogging up everything. It's 3rd and goal. Now the Cougars are going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. They still have a couple of timeouts to work with in this final quarter. Nickelback on the field, looking pass as they try to keep this a 1-possession game in the 4th. He'll be stopped right there. They kept it on the ground on 3rd and goal, and it did not pay off.
Man, it has been a long drive offensively. I just feel like you got to pay this off and be aggressive. You're down close. Punch it in for a touchdown here, Pollard.
Yeah, and inside the 3-yard line, I think I might try to finish this off with a touchdown. I ate up a ton of clock, wore these guys out. Now they'd have to go the length of the field if I missed.
He's got the tight end. Touchdown, Kansas! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
I like the aggressive play calling by the offensive coordinator on that drive as well. There are a lot of coaches that would have played it very conservative, very close to the vest, run the ball, and punt it away. Count on your defense, not this guy. He was going to take some shots, count on his own guys to get it done. And now with that touchdown late, they've got a 2-possession lead.
Working the sidelines, Holly Rowe. What do you have, Holly?
Here on the BYU sideline, this defense has been the star of the show today. The offense has had their back against the wall, and now is the moment. They've got to come alive. They are trailing in this game, and I can see them talking to each other before they take the field for this drive. Now is their moment. They feel it, and they're trying to get each other hyped up and ready to go for this possession. Back to you.
We'll keep an eye on that, Holly. The short hands. It's Nakua. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
They make the stop. Not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down. 2nd down coming up. To throw, it's Bachmeyer. Right side, it's Nakua. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 48.
Hey, you know, the defense here in this situation with a huge lead, they've got to anticipate that this offense is going to be trying to throw the ball to the sideline, so they've got to work different coverages to try to force the quarterback to go over the middle of the field with the football.
Hit and stopped right there. Not much on that pickup. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off.
How about the job by this defense today? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense, stopping the run game, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
Wants to throw on 3rd down. Hauls it in.
Hey, man, that's a frustrating end to that play. And I say that, man, because you need to give me everything you have. Like, I can't run out of bounds. I got a chance to maybe get the first down. Lower my shoulder, be physical.
All right, wait a minute here. They are going to send out the field goal unit and take what they hope is assured points. And he missed it. No good. My goodness, you need those field goals, guys, to cut into that deficit. We're still at 11.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man. Just go for it every time. Like, the field goal miss-make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
My mic was muted the entire game. My bad, y'all. I was down 14-0. Could have bowed down, gave up. Old mentality me probably would have, but needed to change that so I could step it up and do some good for this team. Let's get it. Beat number 4 team in the nation.
I've got a chance to come in and win this game and not just give us lip service. They told us this could happen throughout the